interested party cannot be the main loser in the election of the chairman of the forum, as reported by a section of the media. The presidency stated, quote, President Jonathan has the greatest possible respect for the Nigerian Governors Forum as an independent body of mature, responsible and knowledgeable elected political leaders who have a critical role to play in strengthening democratic governance in the country and who are quite capable of running their own affairs without being teleguided, as some media reports implied. End of quote. The statement added that the President has always shown willingness to work with any leadership of the forum for the collective progress and development of the country and will continue to do so. 35 of the governors had met for 3 hours at the Rivers State Government Lodge in Abuja after the Director General of the forum announced that the Rivers State Governor defeated his main challenger, Janet Jang of Plateau State, by 19 votes to 16. An unidentified U.S. official says U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, who last week expressed concern about allegations of gross human rights violations by Nigerian forces fighting the Boko Haram sect, raised the issue with President Goodluck Jonathan directly yesterday. The official told reporters that Mr. Kerry sat beside President Jonathan at an African Union dinner and discussed the matter privately, much as he raised it publicly, defending Nigeria's right to combat terrorism, but said government security forces have to do so smartly with respect to human rights. On May the 17th, Mr. Kerry took the unusual step of saying that he was deeply concerned by credible allegations that Nigerian security forces are committing gross human rights violations, which in turn only escalate the violence. And the hardship faced by the widows and children of police officers killed as a result of the insurgency in Kano State may soon come to an end. This promise is coming from the Committee on Dialogue and Peaceful Resolution of Security Challenges in northern Nigeria, which visited the state in their search for finding ways to end the violence. Addressing the widows of the slain police officers in Kano, the committee's chairman, Taminu Turaki, gave the assurance that the federal government has not abandoned them.
We want to assure you that government is looking at ways and means of giving you support as victims of this unfortunate incident. We have seen you, we have spoken to you, we've heard your experiences, we've heard the unfortunate situation and state that most of you are in. I want to assure you on behalf of the committee that we will make appropriate recommendations to government so that at the end of the day, concrete steps will be taken that will increase your hope. And not only you that are families of the deceased heroes, but other people who are in security services, for them to know that we don't pray for it. Should anything happen to them while they're in active service, that they will not be abandoned by government. The government will be there for them, just like you people have been there for Nigeria and the people of Nigeria.
No doubt the federal government is facing serious security challenges since its accession, and however, what is baffling is what the administration is doing to tackle the problem. While the president says his administration is on top of the situation, others maintain that that is far from the truth. In continuation of our midterm review of the administration's achievements so far, our correspondent Amaka Okafor focuses on security.
On the 25th of December 2011, Ifeoma Dike lost her husband and 3 of her 5 children at the St. Theresa's Catholic Church, Madala, where alleged members of the Islamic sect Boko Haram detonated explosives, killing many and injuring others. Mrs. Dike will endure this tragedy for the rest of her life.
So I lost my lovely husband, William Dike, and my son Richard Dike, and Emmanuel Dike, and Lillian Dike. So 2 was left. It's not be easier to me to lose my lovely husband and my 2 sons and my daughter.
This has been the fate of many Nigerians, especially in the northeastern part of the country. Bomb explosions and insurgency may go down in history as President Goodluck Jonathan's greatest challenge, a phenomenon that practically devastated the nation from day one of his administration. of lives and properties has been astronomical since then, leading to widespread criticisms and agitations. But the administration has maintained it is not overwhelmed by the rebellion, promising at various times that the situation will be brought under control.
We are not overwhelmed. The security forces, we are not overwhelmed, and we will never be, and we can never be. I want to reassure you of that.
Jonathan has come under fire for actions and inactions on this issue. The proposed Amnesty initiative was one that heated up the polity.
Government must always be prepared to consider all options, and that includes being prepared to dialogue, but it takes two to dialogue. And what the government has done is to put a delegation on the table.
We appeal to the president not to be cowed by politicians and few misfits and natural rebellious persons in the north who are attempting to use the Boko Haram insurgency.
However, the killing of dozens of people in Baga local government of Borno State and Bama in Adamawa State has become one too many. And on the 13th of May 2013, President Goodluck Jonathan announced a state of emergency in 3 states in the northeastern part of the country.
I hereby declare a state of emergency in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states. Accordingly, the Chief of Defense Staff has been directed to immediately deploy more troops to these states for more effective internal security operations.
The reaction to the announcement, as expected, were diverse in nature.
If you want to access amnesty through use of force, I do not know how you can achieve peace.
We were even late, or we delayed extensively in getting to this point.
And how has the military operations in these states fared? Well, if the military is to be believed, it is making inroad into the enclave of the militants, and perhaps this may be true as attacks have been minimized.
Task force have been able to destroy terrorist camps that are sited in the northern and central parts of Borno, particularly in the forests. In the course of this, heavy weapons including anti-tank guns, anti-aircraft guns were destroyed. And the special operations which preceded these troops' movement into the mission area has resulted in the destruction of much of the insurgents' equipment, weapons, and logistics.
The fire of insecurity is not only burning in the northern part of the country. In the southeast, south-south, and southwest, incidences of kidnapping and seeking for ransom have become the order of today. Has the Goodluck Jonathan administration fared in its 2 years of existence in tackling these challenges?
He hasn't done badly at all. You recall that the Amnesty Committee is still sitting. The government has also offered amnesty. The state of emergency has been declared. The military offensive is on. So all this put together, I'm sure, will achieve a meaningful result.
The security challenges confronting the Goodluck Jonathan administration are not just within the borders of Nigeria. Presence of insurgent groups in Mali and the Sahel region has remained a headache to the Nigerian government. Hence, it has been at the forefront of confronting these elements to prevent a spillage into Nigeria.
While we continue with the effort to defeat terrorism within Nigeria, there is need to strengthen bilateral and multilateral cooperation in the fight against international terrorism. This is because the transitional nature of terrorist activities.
Experts and analysts alike say the government needs to go beyond the quick-fix military intervention to solving the problems of economic imbalance, the lack of social and other forms of infrastructure, unemployment, and the lack of good governance. Amaka Okafu, Channel Television News.
We're taking a break now. When News Track returns, residents in the Korodu area of Lagos State pick up the pieces after a deadly clash that left 2 people dead and several injured. Join us again.
Catch the thrilling moments of football actions as primary schools from 12 states of the Federation and Lagos log it out in Season 5 of the channel's National Kids Cup. From May the 21st to the 27th, schools from Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Ogun, Edo, Osun, Abia, Niger, Kaduna, Oyo,